At the end of the current footballing season, Marco Reus will leave Dortmund. The man has spent 12 years with the German Giants, but now will no longer play for them. At the age of 34 as well, it is looking likely that Marco Reus would probably retire soon. So therefore today, we're not going to let that happen. We are reversing his career to 22 years old. And do you guys want kits like this one, or even this one? If you do, make sure to check out Soccer Deal Shop, link in the description. Cheap and affordable replica kits, and if you use MWS in the promo code checkout, you get yourselves 10% off. He's also got his FIFA 12 stats, so hence the 79 rated and the different positions. As today, we see if he can win more than the lousy 4 trophies he's won all his career. As yes, people, here he is, only 79 rated. He's only on the bench to start off with Dortmund. Can he work his way into that team as well? I don't know, really. And he even could leave Dortmund. We are taking over for 10 years, as we've got a spinning wheel involved right here, right now. There is 3 stay options, 2 leave options, and then 1 loan option. I wouldn't mind a loan year number 1. But I don't know, maybe we could just deal with him as he is now. He's got a younger face as well. I've tried to make him even look younger, as I don't know what to expect. I think season number 1, though, we don't spin the wheel. We see how he does at Dortmund, as the first game up is going to be Cologne in the Bundesliga. Now, I'm going to have to sim this on the calendar to make sure that I have no impact on subbing Reus on or off. It is a 3-1 win. But did he play in the game? He didn't, and in fact in pre-season he's only played 1 friendly match. That is not good for Reus. But we'll see what his stats are like come end of the season, and if he's picked up any trophies, which we really wouldn't mind doing. Right, and let's stat check. Did we win a league title? No. Dortmund finished 4th in the Bundesliga. That's quite disappointing, as did Reus play? He didn't really much. Got 0 sharpness, and he submitted a transfer request. Well, obviously we're going to ignore that. We are going to spin the wheel to see if he leaves or stays anyway. Man, it's not like he didn't play at all. He played 20 games, scoring 4 goals, 2 assists, and that's not that great. Only an 80 overall, as Gladbach beat us on penalties, and of course, at the age of 22, Reus actually left Gladbach to go to Dortmund, so that's quite disappointing. No relegation playoffs. It is the Champions League we want to check. Of course we didn't win it. We came 2nd in the group and were beaten by Porto. Okay, so even though he spent 12 years in real life at Dortmund, it doesn't look good here for Reus at BVB. As this is where we have to look at things very different for Marco. Of course, he's not going to get played because Daniel Malen is in the way. Which has me thinking, do we do what he did in real life? Change him to a centre mid, or even better, an attacking mid? I mean, I think it all depends which club he's at next year as we're going to spin the wheel. Where is he going to be? He's going to stay. Alright, I kind of didn't expect that. He's got to stay at Dortmund. So changing to a cam's probably best. In cam, he will be competing with Giovanni Reina, who sure is a little younger, but I think we might play over him. As I've gone ahead and changed Marco, he's got an 82 rating. We should definitely play ahead of Reina. Very good move, as that is a lot better. Look at that. He can now play cam, right mid, right wing, striker, and left wing. All bases covered. We're even higher rated than Adeyemi, and Fulkrug the striker. Surprised we haven't signed a new one. After Dortmund humiliated, really, finishing 4th, and of course going out to Porto in the Champions League. That's disappointing. Should have got a better striker, as we are going to sim on, of course, and see how Marco Reus gets on in this next season. Right, okay, and we need a little bit better. We need a bit more growth, because we want to aim, really, for Ballon d'Ors with Marco. As how's he done in this team? He's very angry, and again, no sharpness means he's probably not been playing. As he's still got that transfer request submitted into the club, he's got downwards arrows on performance, playtime, and performance again. But how many goals did he get? I can see Reina's played 37 games and Marco Reus has only played 27, 7 goals and 3 assists in total this season, but only a 6.39 rating is very disappointing. The only thing that probably could please us right now is a trophy, as it's another 4th place finish. Not good. In the Pokal, it's a loss in round 2 this season to Bayern Munich, of course. We're never going to get past those. And Champions League, Aston Villa are in the final. Now, that's a bigger surprise than us going out of it, of course, as that's really not a surprise. We got to a quarter-final, and it was Barcelona that beat us 6-2 on aggregate. But Aston Villa, wow, that is some achievement. Unai Emery, I take my hat off. And could Reus actually join him? Of course, I'm getting ahead of myself. They have to bid for Reus first, but this wheel will dictate if he does leave or stay. But before we spin the wheel, I just want to say 2 things. 1, a massive thank you. We hit 25k subscribers. That is absolutely phenomenal. We are a quarter of the way to a centurion mark. But it won't stop there. I am determined to make this just the start for this channel. So if you haven't done already, subscribe if you're new around here. But back to Reus's career. Can we get something good? Okay. It says leave season number 3. And as we already know, Marco Reus is pretty desperate to leave the club anyway. So we'll keep that transfer request on. And we can obviously pick the club that he moves to in this save as the first bid. Manchester City. And the second one, I'm sure we received another one. It is Arsenal with Jurrien Timber in the deal as well. They are 2 huge bids, and I'm looking at Arsenal's squad. He's probably not going to play with Havertz and Odegaard. But Manchester City, on the other hand, they don't have a cam. Could we move to Man City and maybe make a name for Reus? Well, this is definitely not as expected, but Marco Reus right here has joined the Citizens in season number 3. And I don't know where Guardiola was, but look at this squad. We should stand a chance at winning something, but there is a lot of reserve players. Still, that cam slot, though, is reserved for Reus, as if he even wanted to, he could maybe move into Oscar Bob's position. But no, he has dedicated to making himself an attacking midfielder, so that's what he will do going into season 3. And surely there was trophies to be won with the Citizens. Going to the standings, we lost the UCL final. Okay, so City go all the way and then fall at the final hurdle. That is so disappointing, man. Reus won't get that trophy. But then again, he could move clubs very soon, as he might need to. We are out of any European football. Manchester City finished 7th. You saw how stacked the team was. That is very disappointing. That's another trophy missed. Did we win anything? Right, there's a community shield there. I am going to put it in the trophy cabinet. I just want a trophy. Reus deserves something, as he won't get an FA Cup and Carabao Cup. We don't win anything there. It was a penalty shootout win against Championship Blackburn in the Community Shield final that actually got us our only trophy. And when you consider the squad we have, we should have won the Premier League and the Champions League, as Reus is now 85 rated, and there is still a chance he leaves. It says his team performance has a thumbs down. He's 25-year-old now. 85 rated is good. But when you check his stats, he's played 46 games and only got 8 goals and 4 assists all year. Okay, so we're 4 seasons deep here with Marco Reus, and I've just realised something. Is Reus following Haaland? From Dortmund to City, but there's obviously a difference here. Reus is 85 rated and Haaland 94. If we are to try and win a Ballon d'Or with Reus, it is a huge ask, but I'd say we have to get out of Haaland's shadow. And that may require leaving Manchester City, as the wheel has spun. But he will be staying an extra year. Okay, Marco, that is fine. And I'm looking at position changes. Being a centre forward may help, but we don't really need to be one. We're fine as we are, staying in that central attacking midfield slot, and Grealish with Coman. Will Man City buy another winger, please? We need some more support from on them wings, as we are checking club stats. we've signed Javi Simons. Great, so when I'm asking for support, we go and sign a player that is actually a couple of years younger and already higher rated than Reus. So probably now changing to a right winger is the best option for Marco. It's just his pace that's letting him down. 70 pace is not good. And you can see we've skipped straight to the end. I wasn't waiting just the 29 weeks. We're going to be simming over 2 cup finals now. As let's see how they've gone. The first trophy is in the bag. The first actual trophy as City win the Conference League. I mean, it's the best we could have done. Hey, and there is a double here because Manchester City have won the Carabao Cup as well. This is very good. Oh my days, and it is a triple. We've won the FA Cup. Could this be a quadruple? I'm not holding my breath, as of course Marco could have been benched, but you can see Manchester City complete the quad. That is absolutely huge, is that? And hey, we have been playing 87 rated. Reus is stepping up. It looks like Javi Simons as well did get his game time. He didn't replace us though. He replaced Kevin De Bruyne. Nice that we shared game time, and obviously nice to win a quadruple, but in terms of Reus's individual career, we need to step it up, as we're not winning any Ballon d'Ors anytime soon, with Jack Grealish top scorer beating Haaland by 2 goals. And technically Javi Simons being a very similar player, outscoring Reus by 3, who got 11. As we are bang on halfway through, and I know we won a quadruple last year, but one thing I didn't notice, Man United won the Champions League, and that takes a bit of a shine off what is arguably the bigger achievement, 4 trophies, but the rivals win the best one. As looking at the team as well, we've got no goalkeeper at the club. Ederson has left, leaving Simons in goal, and that wouldn't be that bad. Of course, he'd take competition away from us, but of course we know we could be leaving the club here. As we've also got the option before we spin this wheel, we've got to realise that we can go to a right winger somewhere else as the wheel hits leave. We have got to leave the quadruple winners, which is kind of a shame. But at least we might get a chance to make Reus the main man somewhere, so onto the transfer list he goes. Simons, you're getting more game time. As what type of bids are gonna come in for Marco? Well, the first one, Real Madrid. But I've got to check the competition. As nice as it may sound, they've got Jude Bellingham there. That's going to be hard to knock off top spot. Arda Güler there as well. So I think I'm going to miss out on that one, as the next offer is Newcastle United, who don't seem to have another attacking midfielder at the club and do actually seem to have a few solid players. Look at these, for example. I've put them on the shortlist. There's a 90 rated Bastoni, an 89 Tchouameni. We may have some luck there. So call me crazy, call me whatever you like, but Marco Reus is heading here to meet Eddie Howe to become Newcastle's number 7. He's moved from the quad winners to a team in the same league to try and become a better player. As yes, it may work as well. The team looks alright, but you can see Barnes is definitely not going to play in camp. Reus steps straight into the attacking midfield slot with no competition really, so he should be able to shine. As yes, we might be sacrificing trophies by coming to Newcastle, but we've got to try and overcome the old teammate Erling Haaland, as he won the Ballon d'Or, and he probably has won the Champions League. We are going to check the stats. They've won the Premier League anyway, as the wheel has ultimately cost us a Premier League title. But you can see right there, it's cost the Community Shield also. Don't really care about that one, as the FA Cup as well. We've kind of won everything in England. It's just about developing Reus as a player. But I'll tell you what is good though. We've got an 89 rated Reus. Yes, he's not hit the 90 yet, but he's still only 27. As it turns out, when he's moved to Newcastle here, despite still being in the Prem, he has scored 20 goals having a better season than any he had at City. And I know it was last season now, but seeing Erling Haaland still picking up awards does really frustrate me, as Reus here now is stuck in a non-UCL team in Newcastle, but it has opted for leave, so onto the transfer list he goes, and I was kind of really hoping for that. No offense, Newcastle fans, but I think we need to move out of the country. Looking for that step up, as the first offer's by Fulham, and the second offer, well, I don't see us going to Munich. That would be ultimate betrayal, and we're not opting to do that. Manchester City want us back, as well as Manchester United. Right, and this is a better offer, because it's no betrayal or anything. It is Barcelona heading to La Liga. As I didn't even have to think about it, we knew we were doing it. Marco Reus with Xavi, who is a Barcelona player now. Didn't even check the lineup. Oh, but it looks like we should be playing anyway. There's Torre in the team who, sorry, we are replacing. Reus straight in there. A brilliant attack, I must say, but the defense here at Barcelona, a 72 rated Martinez. Is that all we've got? Well, it seems like it. Oh no, we've got a 77 rated Chadi Riyad at the club, which isn't the worst rating ever, but of course at Barcelona, we need the best players around us to try and make Reus look better. And Marco Reus in season number 6 of his rebuild. You see that it is him with his hand on the Champions League trophy. We don't even have to check our run that we had. We can just put the trophy straight in his cabinet. Marco Reus right now is building a trophy cabinet of Ballon d'Or winners, or one that a Ballon d'Or winner will have in his career. We've just got to trust the process, as he's helped Barca finish top of La Liga, which adds another one into that cabinet. I tell you what, Marco Reus, if you do not win the Ballon d'Or in this save, I am going to be very angry. And not with him, by the way, the people who organise it, as we lost in the Supercopa and Copa de España. That is a treble. That is a Barcelona treble. There is no stopping Marco and no stopping the rest of this team. Oh my days, of course, as well. It was with Riyad in the defence and Araujo got injured, so we didn't even have the best of teams. As how's Reus's stats looking? He has been transfer listed. Get off that transfer list, as he's one of the world's best now. But on the stats page, he only scored 14 goals and got 6 assists. Not the greatest of returns. As yes, brilliant season here with Barcelona, and it's got me thinking, do we want to stay here? Because the defence isn't that good. It's also an aging squad in a couple of positions in this team, like our best defender will be leaving, and we don't have a great defence as it is. Also, Marc-Andre ter Stegen is 37-year-old, and you can see he is downgrading. As what's Reus going to do? As that's for the wheel to decide. Will he be staying at Barcelona? It has landed on loan. Don't know what to expect from this one. Very low odds on the wheel for the loan list to be called upon, but that's what's going to happen for season number 7. And it isn't the worst thing to happen, because of course we can go elsewhere and decide if Barcelona is kind of worth coming back to. As the first offer from Monaco and Fiorentina, I was hoping for a little bit better. May negotiate the Monaco one though. You never know, dethroning PSG at AS Monaco with Reus could actually get him seen as a Ballon d'Or contender. So here he is arriving at his 5th club of this rebuild of his career. Oh my days. Deeping that he's been at 5 clubs. It's actually ridiculous, but he does fit straight in the team. He's got that cam slot on lockdown. Don't think we have another cam at the club. No, we don't. I don't know why they're playing this formation. I'm guessing it was maybe Memphis Depay or Efekele who was playing there. As yes, the squad looks very decent. Looks like a bit of a retirement home, but I'm actually going to enjoy this. Can we win League 1? As the first thing to check is not even the trophies actually, it's to see if Marco Reus has stayed. He has the entire year, because sometimes loan players leave their loan earlier than expected, as he got 15 goals and 13 assists. First time he's hit double digits, and oh my days, he has actually done it. Marco Reus has helped Monaco to a league-owned title. Reus is going to hurt his back putting all these trophies in the cabinet, as unfortunately we do miss out on the Trophy des Champions and the Coupe Nationale. Paris did get 2 trophies. I believe Monaco were in the Europa League. And yes, beaten by Sociedad in the round of 16. A disappointing way to end it. But we're going back to Spain anyway, as I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye open for Marco Reus being on that Ballon d'Or shortlist though, as he's done a madness here in France. As we get into the latter season, season number 8, Reus is back at Barcelona, 93 overall. Brilliant team, as Gvardiol's turned up. I swear he goes to Manchester City at one point in every save. But the big thing is, will Reus still be here? Only just, but he stays at Barcelona. As well, of course, I've got to show you this. He is officially the best player, sitting at a 93 rating. 29-year-old now, and he's off playing for the national team. I'm not going to be counting national trophies. I'm only counting the trophies that he could have missed if he did move away from Dortmund. And I'm sorry, I know we was at Monaco last year round, but we are not nominated for the Ballon d'Or this year. Reus just went to Monaco and dethroned PSG, yet it's a Real Madrid player who's winning the Ballon d'Or. As come on, Reus, show them how it's done. Beat Real Madrid. I mean, it's not just Reus on his own, but Barca win La Liga again. Funny, as soon as we come back, we are back to winning trophies with Barca, as Real Madrid are the Supercopa winners, though. Oh, you're going to give Vinicius Jr. the Ballon d'Or again for winning what is just the Supercopa, as Osasuna won the Copa, and we were out in the group stages of the Champions League. Pretty embarrassing is that, actually. Should have done better, as we lose on penalties as well to Inter in the Europa League. That could be a dent in Ballon d'Or ambitions, but Marco Reus is still going strong. Actually, well, he is going strong, but there's actually better players at the club already. Vitor Roque top scorer, as Reus only got 11, but a 10 assist season as well. Double digits again. As we're into the penultimate season now, and Reus, where will he be? It is not going to be at Barca. We've got another leave. And this has a big possibility, not guaranteed actually, that this is Marco's last club. So we've got to try and make it a good one. As we're chasing that Ballon d'Or, not really trophies anymore. We've won 10 overall. Newcastle want us back. Or not us, but Marco Reus. I am going to deny that. And Tottenham Hotspur, deny. I don't think we're winning a Ballon d'Or there. If Harry Kane can't do it, then surely Reus can't. And Milan is a weird one, because they don't really win anything. And yes, I have just dissed the club whilst wearing the kit, as Liverpool, no. And then Napoli, no. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for, but these clubs just ain't it. Manchester United isn't. Ooh, but Juve playing at the Allianz. What an occasion that would be. I think I may take this offer, you know, for his final club, or potential final club, as here he is. He's arriving alongside Allegri. Let's see his teammates. As he slots straight into the formation, brilliant to notice, we've got Valverde, Rodrigo. This is looking promising. Oh, but one thing that isn't, the player that was just at our last club, Phil Foden, wins the Ballon d'Or, as Reus wasn't even nominated. As it's going to have to have been something special to win it next year in what will be our final season. And we didn't even win the league. Beaten by Inter, that is very disappointing. Roma win the Super Cup, and we don't even win the Coppa Italia. Is this a trophyless season? It may well be, as yes, we were in the Champions League, and we were beaten by Liverpool. Oh, this could be a slow ending for Marco Reus right here, who did go up a rating to 94. Surely that's him in the Ballon d'Or shout, as I know that's the only thing I've been talking about. He is the highest rated player at the club, and stats-wise, he was top for once. As if we aren't going to win the Ballon d'Or, let's just go out on a trophy, if it's with Juventus or elsewhere. As we roll the final wheel of this entire save with Reus, and he will finish his career at the old lady. Juventus, where he's loyal to, as I've simmed on a bit into the season. We've made no signings That's concerning. As including Reus, look at the age of the squad. They call it the old lady for a reason, because all the players are old. As we'll check Reus's stats, because it is the start of his final season, and they probably won't change much. He's ended up with 82 pace, 87 shooting, 88 passing, but it was his dribbling that's carried him through his career right here. And we haven't managed to do it, man. Vinny Jr. wins the Ballon d'Or again, whilst Reus is still playing, meaning we won't be winning the Ballon d'Or with Marco Reus. Of course, there was no objective to, but I really wanted to do it. And please say Reus goes out with a title. That's one thing we've managed to deliver right here. That is 11 trophies, but more surprisingly than that, that is 4 different league titles in 10 years. No Super Cup, but of course we've got the Premier League, La Liga. Oh, we lost in the final. We also got Ligue 1 and Serie A. And won Champions League. Or as we don't make the final, we were beaten in the semis by Napoli. Another team from this division. Napoli versus Barca. That is so heartbreaking, man. We could have signed for Napoli, and we did play for Barca, as it's a 96 overall for Marco Reus, matching his 96 dribbling. A very good career. One thing I wish I would have done is kind of trained his weak foot, but of course we haven't played a game, so that doesn't matter too much. As he goes out in his probably best season, 23 goals and 18 assists with a 7.38 rating. Marco Reus right here has had a phenomenal career, and hey, it may still keep on going once he leaves Dortmund in real life. As I wish him all the best at his new club, and if you want me to do another 10 seasons with a different player, comment them down below.